Hello and welcome back to another episode of Notes on Shouri. Last time... I can't even remember what happened last time. All I know is Bessmert got abducted and we're suspecting Jiu Nangsi. Anyways, Hollow-Eyed, Truth and Reflection. Well, I assume Yenisei is going to use her ability and Bessmert is supposed to see what's going to happen. For sure. I mean, she's blind, you know? Surely she's gonna see what the ability will do. The striped horse with its red mane charged through the pouring rain, carrying Bessmert. All the way, it runs with wild abandon, as if afraid of possible pursuers behind them, and perhaps to prevent the person on its back from jumping off should it slow down.
Halt! Halt! Do you hear me?
The horse runs onward still, even striding several shallow depressions with ease before continuing forward. Seeing her words taking little effect, Bessmert attempts to slow it down using her prior experience with horses. As she releases her breath, she lets go of the mane and replaces one hand in front of the creature's neck, while the other hand caresses the fur on both sides, adjusting to match the rhythm of its gallop.
Easy now. Good job.
After taking another deep breath, she seizes the opportunity to vault herself off the horse and tumble down in a quick movement. Bessmert falls into the shallows just as she intended. You know, because she could definitely see them. The horse stops not far from where she lands and turns back. Ignoring the accumulated pain of new and old injuries, Bessmert clambers out of the water, but her hands sink into the soft mud along the shallow shore. Though not as sticky as the swamp, for a while, she finds it impossible to stand. Nice.
Madam! What? Is it you, Yenisei? Where are you?
The familiar voice is certainly within earshot, but Madame Bessmert cannot place its direction, no matter how hard she strains. She struggles to lift herself out of the mud and falls again.
I'm sorry. Are you hurt?
God damn, Yenisei, you okay, my liege?
I was so anxious. We must not let them catch us. I'm all right. I'm good. How did you... I am talking to you through the water. Please hurry up and get back on me. You've turned into a striped horse too? Or is this your arcane skill? I am not a striped horse, madam. I'm a Lushu. Both of them are arcane creatures, but not the same kind. And yes, that's my arcane skill. I can show images and a few sounds through water. I cast it once when we passed by the swamp in Tula, remember? What about the Lushu? What are they? Did Getien take you away and turn you into this?
That strange term she heard before all this began suddenly reappears in her mind. Bessmert quickly associates it with her current situation.
The rain is making too much noise. I can't hear you or the surroundings. Get on my back. I'm not sure how far they are from us. I don't hear any footsteps from grown men. Come here, child. Help me up.
Yenisei then steps closer and scoops Bessmert out of the sinking shallows. Man, this pick goes hard.
Thank you. So, what happened? The situation is getting trickier and trickier. We made a mistake. Getien didn't turn me into a horse. On the contrary, he saved my life. Then who was it? Who did this to you? You didn't drink any water last night, did you? But I did. Quite a lot. After you went into the room, Junangsi and I had a chat downstairs, and she gave me the water. This is the difference. Getien said her arcane skill was cast through liquids like water and liquor. My poor child. I went upstairs after the chat. You must have been too tired to notice me at the time. I stayed in the room but couldn't sleep at all, so I went downstairs again. That was when I heard someone singing. That song. I'd never heard it before, and I had no idea what the lyrics were about. All I remember is that the melody was soft and a bit unusual. Then I found that someone was a group of wooden dolls. They were small and would melt when they touched liquor.
Yennefe extracts the frightening journey from her mind, trying as best as she can to narrate it back in a calm tone.
And there were horses in the yard, also humming the melody. They had red manes and red tails, just like what I look like now. I didn't know they were loose shoes until now. Their stripes glowed under the moon.
You can see Bessmert's reflection here, kinda hard.
But didn't you have a closer look at the Lushua last night? I had no time to see it clearly, to be honest. Anyway, that check I had with Junangzi was quite good. Everything felt so comforting at the time, so I don't understand. Then, why are you different from the animals turned from Mr. Dorian and the others? You told me they only have stripes on them, right?
I'll tell you what, she's an arcanist.
Yes, I have an assumption about that, but I can't verify it now. What is it?
Yennefe falls into silent reflection for a moment before answering Bessmert. This line shouldn't exist. I don't know, just add 3 dots and then make her speak.
Remember the river our team found? Perhaps that was the lower course of the main river, and it included Junang's arcane power because the stream across her yard is near one of its branches. The running water might have diluted the arcane power in there. Usually, a stream of running water is like an independent settlement. It rejects outsiders by nature. Even I have been rejected more than once. The striped horses our teammates turned into could be an accident caused by an incomplete arcane skill. Those other striped horses in the Jitsu, are they? Perhaps Junangzi had no idea at all that she somehow leaked her arcane skill into the river.
This is pissing me off, I'm just saying. I really hate... Oh my god, my arcane skill has been doing this all along? What? I'm not the victim. I mean, I'm the victim here. I'm not gonna take responsibility. You know, it's my ability, but trust me, bro, I had no idea.
As for the water I had, she must have made it on purpose.
Both of them sink into a silence made awkward by the revelation.
Then, how did Gautien get involved in all this? Last night, after he saved me from the wooden dolls.
The topic of the recollections only just resumed is again interrupted, this time by the sudden stopping of the rain. Yennefe looks up as if to confirm it has really ended. If the rain has stopped for good, this also means they'll need to keep moving to avoid being found.
The rain has stopped.
This looks weird.
We need to find shelter, madam. No, child. I don't see why he had to take you away. What if I was there with you? All I know is he was there to take us out of the danger, and he's injured now. When we confronted the people at the Jesse, he didn't fight back at all. I think he didn't hurt them for a reason. If he really meant to help us, we must go save him. Child, all of a sudden you seem to trust this creature entirely. Did he do anything else for you? Based on what we know, Gautien, Li Zhong, and Jie Nengze, they all seem strange. Please trust me, madam. I used to think this way too. Maybe he's fooling us with a fake rescue. But he's not. He even showed me his arcane skill to win my trust. Yes, he read my bones. Can you imagine that? He gained information by reading my bones. And then he actually told me something I didn't even know about myself.
Is this the Ask and Acquire? Maybe? I don't know, why would Bessmert react like that? Where you go, I go. What you see, I see. People trust their own judgment. It's no surprise. That was a pretty quick cutscene, to be honest. Awkward silence. Never mind, I have to be right back. Of course, it's in the middle of an animation.
Where are you taking me?
Well, I'm gonna pause and hope this doesn't autoplay. We're back! Whoa, whoa. Unfortunately, it's saved.
A If I let go, you will fall, and death will be your end. Hold your life dear. You are a lot more vulnerable than you can imagine.
Quit threatening me! It's a river down there!
Yes, but you don't know how shallow it is. Even a lantern can't float on it. It's dying, unlike the other branches you saw outside the city.
So what? Does that explain why you captured me? Fine. The river is dying. I'm held by a birdman in mid-air. I'll fall and die if I struggle. There's nothing I can do.
Yes, it's a rare wisdom for a girl of your age to know her limits. But I'm not a birdman. I'm a Yao. My name is Getian.
Yenisei gives up on her mid-air struggle, pondering over his name and identity.
You can use arcane skills. You're an arcanist.
If you say so, then it is so. We have gone for miles. I'll leave you here. Beyond the ford, you will see the step.
Gutian slows down, just as he said he would, and after a moment he gently places Yenisei on the ground. Given her situation, she had not anticipated such gentle treatment.
I don't understand. What on earth is your purpose? Why did you turn humans into horses? I believe you can commit much worse crimes if you want to. Are you doing it for fun?
Gutian stops to the side of the curved tree growing like a bridge over the vine of a shallow stream, face heavy with a look of contemplation.
The more you ask, the more mistakes you make.
There is no such thing as a wrong question.
I will answer one of the questions regarding why I turned people into horses. The answer is I didn't do it. Neither did I have that intention.
Interesting. Who did it then?
The lady owner of the tavern.
Junangzi?
Precisely.
Yenisei shakes her head, not believing his words.
If that's the case, why did you leave Madame Bessmert there alone? Do you really think I would buy your nonsense after I saw you take my teammates away?
You saw the horse in the yard, with the red tail and red mane, did you not?
Yes, I saw.
It's not a horse, it's a lushu. Or at least it looks like one.
Lushu. I have never heard of it before. It sounds like an arcane creature native to the east.
Gutian doesn't respond, he only continues to contribute yet more astonishing information.
It is a lushu. And also Jiu Niangzi herself.
What? That thing is Junangsi?
What you saw tonight was not real lushu. Those horses merely resembled half of them. I speak of the fact that Jiu Niangzi might be a lushu, a kind of yao, or as you would put it, an arcane creature.
Your words sound even more complicated than those in the city. Is it because you are also an arcane creature, like the Lushu? Or you have a thing only the pure-blooded can understand?
We're nothing alike. Lushus are Xiangruis, born with red manes and white faces, covered with tiger's markings. In the books, Lushus are capable of casting arcane skill named the Shape of Will. It could be the same skill that Jiu Niangzi uses to turn others into Lushus. Do you understand?
Yes, I'll try.
The Shape of Will is a dangerous and secret skill. As written in the books, the Lushus use it to transform blood into fire and stone into gold.
So, it's like alchemy.
I'm unfamiliar with what you said, but Jiu Niangzi's power seems to be restricted. She cannot fully transform into a Lushu like a Yao could, nor does she possess great power. She's closer to a half Yao.
Is she trying to become a Shangri, maybe? I don't know.
Unlike other Lushus, she requires a certain medium to cast her skill, the Shape of Will. This is also why people did not recognize her. She's harder to identify.
Junangsi. Half Yao. Is that another name for the mixed blood? Anyway, even if you're telling the truth, How did you know that?
It is within my bloodline. Like you find your direction through the water, I read people through their bones.
How did you know my... Wait, you mean you can read people through their bones? That makes no sense. What can one's physical condition tell you?
Many stories, many sounds. Even if I was never there with them, such as you, the markings on your bones resemble an open net, yet it captures nothing. You are away from the waterless land where you once lived, and to this day you are still wandering.
What?
The girl's eyes widen with astonished disbelief.
You will travel far many times in life and turn homeward, like the migratory birds, until you find your lake.
What on earth are you talking about?
Have I mistaken anything? I should hope not. Forgive me. I have long since stopped reading others' bones and put them into words. Perhaps I did not tell it in the most precise way, but it should be generally accurate.
All right, stop.
Hmm?
I need some time to digest your words.
A bizarre spectral sound cuts off Yenisei's reply.
Careful.
Strange creatures that resemble balls dragging long tails suddenly leap from the trees behind the two of them. They shriek and charge towards Yenisei, who is most evidently their target. It's these creatures.
These things again. They already attacked me once in the street. Ugh, these stupid birds.
Following closely behind is a mysterious creature markedly different from the feathered balls.
This one is shining bright. Get out of my way. Out!
It is indeed exceptionally bright and long, illuminating the shallow stream in front of them on both sides. Well, isn't this
Finally, some interesting work.
a little underwhelming for a fight?
Take it easy. I hear something. Oh?
I don't know.
Try for
I've been sus of Ju Nangsi, but you know, I am just a reader. I don't know what exactly is going on in the background, so I can't really say anything.
What? I
Boom,
can't.
boom, boom.
Use it gently. Agents have gone.
Gun.
It's called common radio waves
Gun.
everywhere. Everywhere.
And there we go.
Yay! A perfectly executed exercise!
Gutian stares into the direction scattered. Gutian stares in the direction the scattered Zuye ran off, his mind burdened with thought.
Have you drunk the liquor? Offered by Jiu Nyangzi?
No, but I had the water from her. Why?
GG.
These Zhuye might be attracted here by the scent of liquor. They feed on the flowers of Zhuye, which can be used to make liquor and smell of leaves. They could be here because they smelled the liquor. But you only had water. What else could attract them?
Yenisei thinks back to the preceding events.
If they were attracted by the scent of liquor, I think it was the wooden doll's fault. They soaked themselves in the liquor before they attacked me. I might have gotten their scent during the battle.
The scent
GG.
of liquor stands is not strong enough to attract them here. It would have taken a proper consumption of liquor for them to notice. I worry that liquor is the medium for her transformation skill, but that is only my speculation. If the water you drank also exerts the same effect on you.
As though his words hold power of execution, the change happens the very moment he speaks.
What? You...
Yenisei kneels down and her body transforms, just as her companions transformed on the step before her.
How so?
Although Gutian had already anticipated this moment, he cannot help but be startled by this strange process and flaps his wings involuntarily. His instincts tell him to flee. Well, isn't that nice? Never mind. Night falls, the rain has stopped, and the riverbank is moist and soft. Fashao leads his team in search of the red-haired horse's trail, finally arriving at the edge of the river, the exact spot where Gutian and Yenisei stayed the night before.
Find anything?
Someone was here. Seems like a horse with a female, tall and thin.
Not a horse, but a foal. Look carefully. The footsteps are smaller and shallower than a horse's. Where are the end of the tracks?
The river beach ahead. The track stopped 3 meters away. We couldn't tell where they went.
That can't be.
They've been lifted off the ground, maybe. I don't know. Fashao strides over to inspect the traces near where the trail of footprints end.
It rained a couple of times. The rain could have washed away the footprints.
If that's the case, there shouldn't be other tracks here. Like this. A bird's claw marks at the edge of the rotten wood. It was a bird of prey. And judging from the size and the sharpness, it's quite strong.
It's true. Hey, I found another 2 sets of footprints. They're shallow and narrow, possibly from the same person, a young woman.
The wood lies on the ground near the river. It's not a good spot for birds of prey to roost on. What stopped here was something even bigger. A young woman met a huge bird of prey here, yet there is no bloodstain at all. Perhaps the truth behind the foreign merchant's disappearance is different from the Featherman's statement. We need to go back to the Jitsu.
Intel gathering moment. Okay, we're still going. On the steps, Olushu stands in the place of a girl. The fright of this transformation sends Gutian up into the air. Majestic.
Too late. So it seems her tea can also transform people. I must report this to the authorities. Stay here.
No, you must not leave.
You can speak through the water.
You know what my arcane skill can do, but I can't maintain it for long. I spend too much energy fighting the Jouyers.
I must take leave.
Where are you going? You need to save Madame Bessmert. Please, I'm begging you. Please save her. She can't see, and she's still alone in the tavern. She must be in great danger now.
I have thought about it. Given that my wound was also left in that tavern. But should I return, Zhongyang's might be alerted. I sense kindness in that girl. She hasn't done anything evil except for turning people into Lushus. Your friend should be safe with her for the moment. The more urgent matter is to spread the word before she further repeats her mistake. I must go find someone to handle this properly.
Please take me with you. They believe you are the one behind the missing persons case now. You'll be turning yourself in if you go alone.
Gutian is startled, having never thought such an outcome might occur.
I see. The world outside the mountains is indeed not meant for me to step into.
But you are already involved. Besides, we gave Liu Zhang a drawing of you when I was not clear of the truth.
No matter. I will reason with him.
Even so, you will need me there. Look at my arcane skill. It will be the best proof, right? So they will know that Junang Si is the real culprit who turned the people into horses. I mean, Lushus.
Is that really needed?
You need to know that you are a suspect. Even though I know you are innocent, you need something absolutely persuasive to prove it. All in all, you must take me with you. My arcane skill will vindicate you.
I wonder why it didn't activate when Li Zheng was in front of them. I really do wonder. Like, it's probably interference, but from what? You know, that's what I'm questioning. From what? Jade or stone, what distinguishes a gem from a rock? I gotta say, one thing I noticed in this event is the lack of, interactable stuff on the map. It's not a bad thing, to be fair. Don't want to be fighting trials, that's for damn sure. Only vagrants and outsiders wander the streets on the eve of Dushou Festival. In front of each threshold, sparking fires burn below colorful decorations laid out in the dark night, peering out at each other from across sandy gravel roads that have not yet dried from the rain. Bessmert and Yenisei continue their advance towards the Jisha in the quiet, gentle light.
This place looks so different than it does in the daytime. It's so quiet and empty.
How do you know? How do you know?
As if it's waiting for us.
Yenisei stops to cast her reflection into a puddle of water, attempting to comfort Bessmert.
It's nighttime now. They have lit the braziers. There is cloth of different colors around them. Remember our New Year's? We put up tar barrels and made festive fires. There were also decorations on the houses.
Yes, I remember that. Perhaps people here also stay with their families at this time of year. Like we do on New Year's Eve. A heartwarming custom.
Yeah.
Shush, quiet.
Quiet, child. Bessmert stops to listen carefully to the sound. A moment later, a line of night patrolmen pass by from the corner ahead. They march at ease without stopping, clearly ready for their shift change and the chance to get home. It isn't until they disappear completely that Yenisei's figure reappears in the puddle.
The guards here are more reliable than ours in the Empire. At least they don't get drunk on New Year's Eve. Madam, we are close to the Jussi.
We didn't prepare anything other than these bottles. Don't cast any skills for now. You need to rest. We don't know what's ahead of us. Hold on. I heard something.
Unlike the neat footsteps of the previous patrol, the distant sound they hear this time is of slower and warier footsteps. The woman and the Lushu hurriedly dart into the shadow of the nearby eaves.
Staggering footsteps, almost limping. Sounds like this person just tripped and fell. Or drunk.
Yenisei follows the sound described by Bessmert and looks around.
Chunangsi? What is she doing here?
Not far from them, Nangsi hobbles along. She takes one step, then pauses, 2 steps, then pauses, and finally stops as she prepares to turn down a narrow alley. She looks completely broken down, as though she has just been in a fight, or perhaps she's just drunk.
Why?
They can hear her talking to herself in the darkness, her voice echoing intermittently against a silently festive street.
Why? No answers for me. How long do I have to wait before I...
What is she saying? I don't understand at all. Madam, what about him? Shh.
True. They cannot see whether she's crying or not, but there is a soft sobbing that comes out like a whisper. Even so, she clenches her fist as if tightly gripping something.
A mistake.
Amid her silent sobbing, Nangsi relaxes her hand. A long object falls from it into a puddle on the ground.
Oh, she dropped something and left.
Where did she go?
I don't know if she's going to the tavern, but she has left the port. That's for sure. We should go find out what she dropped.
Yenisei's figure disappears from the puddle. She takes 2 steps, turns around, and bites on Bessmert's hem, half dragging, half guiding her towards the corner of the alley's entrance, where the light and darkness intersect. Approaching the water, she finally lets go of Bessmert and goes around to the other side. Yenisei then lowers her head as though to drink from the puddle and deftly removes a piece of wood from it. She shakes the water off the wooden slab and leans towards Bessmert's hand until her friend can grasp it.
It is a wooden chip. Rough surface and some carvings on it. Is this an inscribed text?
Maybe. Please hold it. I'll check the other side. Starting from the round end, there is a person, I guess, at the top. Then there is another person holding a bowl in the middle.
A person holding a bowl in the middle, and then?
Then there is a striped horse at the bottom? What does it mean?
A striped horse. Getian once said that Lushu has a red mane and the markings of a tiger.
You mean this is a Lushu? But it has no colors. Even if it is a Lushu, why was she crying? From my perspective, Chunangsi is not a bad person. I think she did all these things for a reason. Some kind of burden only known to herself.
Burden?
I'm only guessing. Since we didn't catch her words clearly, there is no conclusion, madam.
That being said, the two of them fall into a shared silence. Since entering the city, the dark cloud of their uncertain future has followed them like a shadow.
Well, there's no easy answer to any question here. We should meet with Mr. Getian before making any further arrangements.
Sure.
The woman and the Lushu walk forward at pace. The two increase their speed, arriving outside the grey walls of the Jusse courtyard before they might be discovered by another team of night patrollers. The streets in this area are built with high walls surrounding their homes on all sides, so that people walking by can see nothing but stacked bricks.
Stop here. I hear...
Wings. It is at this moment that Gutian flies over the Jusse courtyard walls. His wings flutter lighter than the previous few times, and he has no intention of stopping until he notices the figure at the foot of the wall.
Mr. Getian?
Or perhaps he had no intention of staying until he heard Bessmert's voice. Gutian perches on a tree by the roadside, tightly clutching branches bearing leaves that only just begun to wither. The tree's shadow sways, but he goes silent, only stopping as he recognizes the two figures below. The ground nearby is flat and long-dried. Without a puddle, Yenise can only grab hold of Bessmert's hem and tug on it lightly to confirm her guess. Bessmert, though, quickly understands. She listens to the sound and walks forward to one side, eagerly reaching around beneath the tree.
Mr. Getian!
Why are you here?
Did they let you go? Have you seen Zhe Nengzi? She was on the street just now.
Whatever speculation you're making, I am leaving.
Leaving? Are you going after her?
No, I was not meant to be here in the first place. It's only natural that I should return to the mountain.
Return? But we're not done with Zhe Nengzi yet. Yenise and the others are still in the shape of Lushu. She was turned into a Lushu in front of you. Are you going to just let her be?
She has told you everything.
Yes, she did. Now you're the only one who can persuade others to go after Zhe Nengzi. We are foreigners here. People won't listen to us.
I am left with no other options. Today at the Zhici, none of us would have gotten away if I hadn't surrendered.
This is a fact that, as an observer of the entire scene, Yenise cannot deny.
They will only see me as a greater threat if I insist on raising doubts about her. They have known her for a long time, but know nothing about me. My words have no greater effect than yours, for I'm also a foreigner here.
His voice is light, but as gloomy as the night.
Still, you're going to just give it all up before exhausting every possible way to end this?
A wave of swaying tree shadows causes Gutian to fly up on alert. He seems to finally made up his mind to leave.
You need not prick my pride. Getians and Miemengs are never meant to get involved in this.
Before a response is issued, the sound of rhythmic footsteps sound one after another. Whether it is the patrol or some other city personnel, it is enough to immediately alert the vigilant trio. Gutian, though, does not leave. His actions are seemingly not in line with his tongue.
There are people coming.
I knew it.
A bold and imposing voice sounds out from the spot the footsteps had been moving toward.
You two are in it together. The merchant identity was only an excuse you made up to enter the city. Isn't that so?
No, please listen to me.
The stories you told Li Jung made no sense at all. How dare you come back like you did nothing and break into the jail?
You go first.
Mr. Gatian!
Bessmert intuits that she shouldn't just run away. At that moment, the only one who can help her confirm her assumption is Gutian. The one being sought for help does not make a sound. He dives from the tree, spreading his wings to cast an immense shadow over the scene. He flies between the patrol and Bessmert, turning his back to them, then spreads his wings even wider until they completely block the view of those behind him. At this moment, he truly seems like a bird of prey.
Lushus are fleet-footed creatures. Get on her back and leave. I'll join you shortly.
Go! Don't you run! Catch them!
Poor Fashao. I hope he turns into a horse. No particular reason, I just hope he turns into a horse, just saying.
My sword shot.
Boom boom.
I hear something. I know the moon, and this is an alien city. Don't be so furious. Agents have
Gun.
guns. It's called common sense.
Right, you stepping the lance, or my bad, the spear on the ground, yeah. Yep, I know that casts a taunt. Yes, guys, stomping the earth is a taunt. Shake my head, my head. No point in disarming. They are using special skills apparently. Gun. Perfect. Even if the skills, it doesn't matter. There's 4 more entities we need to deal with. What a annoying turn, I should say.
I believe in you. Oh?
Gun.
Radio waves are everywhere.
This guy is about to taunt, so there we go. Really wish there was a quick battle feature.
Take it easy.
Okay, hold on.
And take it easy.
I think we kill. I'm gonna flick. I'm gonna trust myself and I'm gonna flick. Okay, there we go. Nice. This is why you trust your eternity.
Take it easy. Try for free.
That's GG.
Free.
We should probably use the red cards before the final battle, huh?
Stay low profile. I don't want to be shunted to...
Thanks to Gition's cover, the two successfully run from the neighborhood and arrive at the shallow shore on the city outskirts, where Yenisei has now stopped twice before. At this moment, the night seems to have become even darker, without a single star to light the city, and only faint moonlight trails scattered across the riverbank.
It's been quite a while. Is he?
Yenisei cannot help but think of Gution's experience at the Jitsu that same morning.
Have faith in him, child. He is able to defend himself, since he managed to escape without others' help. I believe he is not aggressive. He left his wand behind when he tried to save you.
A long period of waiting, pregnant with anxiety, is finally broken by the sound of flapping wings.
Madam!
Gution crosses over them, and stops along the twisted vines, holding his wings and tightly gripping the edges of the tree with his talons. The garment on his head must have split during his fight, and shallow, and now fully reveals his previously covered expression, one both baffled and tense. Where did I read shallow? Why? Why did I just say shallow? There's not even an SH in there.
You're here. You seem fine. Do you still intend to leave? Or have you changed your mind?
Bessmert follows the sound of movement, turning her head towards where Gution landed.
No. I'm here for one last thing. When I was imprisoned in Zhici, I heard that Jiunyangzi would hold a banquet at the tavern tonight, and the Fa Cao was also invited. I'll take the opportunity and get those half-Lushus out of there.
Please wait a second, sir.
Yes?
We're not going anywhere. We must release them from the arcane scale and bring them back.
If you don't flee tonight, I'm afraid there will be no better chance for you to leave, though her true intention is beyond my speculation. I fear the consequences of her action will be severe.
You know full well the consequences.
Certainly.
But you won't help us stop her.
That is not my problem to address. I have done my part.
Then why did you help us get rid of the soldiers and offered to help again?
This question surprises Gutian. He had never thought about it until that moment. He lifts his wings, forming a posture similar to cupping his face, sinking into contemplation. After a moment, he conjures up an explanation.
It doesn't suggest my further involvement in this matter.
You are contradicting your own words, sir.
Gutian lowers his head and looks towards the drying earth near the embankment, out across the river's calm surface.
Very well. I'll put it differently. Look at the street. It is empty tonight. There was a time when people sent lanterns down the river on New Year's Eve. Even the simplest lantern would glow like the moon on the water. Those lanterns, carrying people's wishes, floated down the river. The further they went, the more wishes were granted.
I'm just saying. Yenisei looks majestic as a horse. God damn. I mean, I know she's wet, or that could be her skin color, but I'm venturing she's a little wet and dirty from all the running.
Some would cast arcane skills on their lanterns to keep them from getting wet. But most of the lanterns still disappeared in the depths of the mountains or at the waterfalls. I used to look down at the city from the mountaintop, watching those lanterns float down the streams and merge into a light belt in the dark.
Man, this pick goes hard, I mean. Bessmert, just looking... Man, Bessmert is a tank of a unit. Holy, my guy is sitting on... I don't know what he's sitting on, but it's just some wood, I guess. But, like, he's huge, right? And she's just the same height as him. Holy. I mean, don't get me wrong. If he stands, he might be taller, but, like... Bessmert isn't even sitting on Yenisei. I'm just impressed, is all I'm saying. Yeah. That's another thing. She's in the back, whereas he is more forward, so... Man, Bessmert is 200 centimeters minimum.
They were more brilliant and vibrant than the bonfires that were lit up all night in this city.
The Lushu follows Gutian's gaze and looks towards the river, only to see the bare and narrowing river, quote-unquote, looking more and more like a stream in her eyes. The sad reality of the present makes it difficult to imagine the scene described in Gutian's words, despite the nostalgia overflowing from his tone. Bessmert feels it too, but the safety of her companions remains a constant concern in her mind.
I'm sorry. I don't understand what you mean. Time is against us.
How funny. Because I have a theory your daughter is the timekeeper.
Now the river has dried up, and the water no longer has vitality. Rainfall is getting scarce, accelerating the dying process. What was given does not compensate for what was lost, so people no longer show up by the river and send their wishes at night.
The ask and acquire. It comes full circle.
And I have lost my opportunity to watch the light belt. Even so, to this day, I haven't fully understood why I was impelled to leave the mountain. I once thought I couldn't bear the sight of those humans being turned into other creatures.
And now you think it's no longer worth the effort to put things back in order?
Yes. You people are no more than passengers in my life, drifting past me like those lanterns in the river. What's more, what is my purpose here, if the gods of Shouri they serve don't intend to intervene?
Gutian's words are full of perplexity that they are almost painful. He poses questions like cutting meat to feed a tiger, knowing that there will be no reward after throwing him out. But still he insists. Yenisei, who has been silent on one side for a long time, seems to understand his feelings, and so she continues to remain silent, only looking at the pitch-black surface of the river. She uses her right to remain silent. Is it just me, or did her head move? The river, too, looks back with its own quiet babble.
The lights in the river are gone, and there will be no more in the future.
Yenisei's gaze at her reflection of Lushu. It isn't until Gutian says there will be no more that she suddenly lifts her hooves and steps into the silent river. I'm telling you, man, Bessmert is an absolute chank. Whoa. I mean, just look at those proportions. A woman could... Oh my, she is tall. She is so tall. No illustration puts... Listen, put some respect in her name.
What is she doing?
Of course, Bessmert can also hear the sound of her entering the water, but she only shakes her head. She knows what the girl is going to do. The moment has arrived for her to offer her assistance.
Even shallow water could also be dangerous.
Trust her. She knows what she's doing.
The water begins to engulf half of Yenisei's body. At the same time, her song begins. Yeah, guys, a horse just randomly starts glowing in the water like some Elden Ring boss. Man, this illustration is so weird.
What is this?
Colorful dots of light suddenly ignited in the narrow river in front of them, burning like intense flames along the water's surface. Then the dots of light meandered to the soft riverbank, drifting with the song, like travelers on the long river, journeying without end. The place where the light passes through now shines brighter than all the decorations in the city streets. More than many years' worth of river lanterns that have passed through the mountains.
There are river lanterns. Yes? I can't see them, but I can feel the light. Are you appreciating them with your own eyes?
I don't.
Faced with such a scene, Gutian is struck dumb. He can sense Yenisei's arcanist origins in her bones, but he cannot even begin to imagine what is happening this moment.
Mr. Gutian, the fact is, you've seen too many people and grown attached to too many things since you left the mountain. They float in your mind, glistening like the river lanterns, and you're saddened by the idea that they will be gone one day, like the lanterns drifting away from your sight. But have you thought that those bright, agile and hope-rising flakes of light would gleam once again? The path of destiny is not always a dead end. It's too soon to give up, Mr. Gutian.
Man, stop Bessmert. Her charisma's too much.
It is your wand. Put it away, and please give this another thought.
To be continued. Well, I'ma do one myself. To be continued. See you on the next episode. Thank you for watching. And, I really don't want to do this, but, I assume we open circle. Wait a minute. We just used one of these in a boss battle, right? So, never mind. These take forever to level up. Holy. This seems to be damage. And what is this? Abundance. Ultimate attack. Damage reduction. Yeah, this seems like the ultimate route. And this looks like damage heal. All allies attack. Eternal heart. Okay. The seems random. Armor. Contagion might. Stack of backfire to allies. Okay, reflect. Yeah. I'm not really convinced on this. We can't even upgrade it, but sure. I mean, we could, right? We could downgrade and then go into the rest, but I don't know. I don't think it's worth investing. I mean, I'll probably invest into this just for the final battle. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.